Sometimes, love doesn't arrive in grand palaces or crowded cities. Sometimes, it blooms quietly, in a place the world barely notices. This is the story of Daniel, a soldier, and Alara, a seamstress, whose hearts met in the most ordinary of moments, yet changed the course of their lives forever. The village was small, just a cluster of stone cottages nestled between rolling fields of golden wheat. Mornings smelled of fresh bread, evenings hummed with the sound of crickets. In the heart of it all sat Alara's little shop, a narrow building, with a wooden door that creaked when you opened it, and a bell above that chimed with the gentlest ring. Alara had lived here all her life. She was known for her delicate hands, hands that could take a tattered shirt and make it new again, or turn a plain piece of cloth into something that made you feel beautiful. But what people didn't know was that Alara carried a quiet loneliness. Every night, after the candles were blown out, she would sit by the window, sewing by moonlight, wondering if someone out there would ever see her, not just her work. The first meeting. One crisp autumn morning, the bell above her shop door rang. In walked a man, tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a soldier's coat that looked like it had travelled through years of wind and rain. His boots were dusty, his face weathered, but his eyes were tired in a way Alara had never seen before. He greeted her with a polite nod. I was told you're the one to see about fixing this." He held out his coat. The seams at the shoulders were frayed, the lining torn in places. She took it gently, brushing the rough skin of his hand for the briefest second. "This coat has seen better days," she said softly. "It's been through a lot," he replied, almost as if he were speaking of himself, not the coat. As she examined the fabric, Alara noticed faint patches where the color had faded, places where perhaps medals had once been pinned, or letters had been tucked inside. She told him it would take a few days, and he thanked her with a small, weary smile before leaving. The visits. Daniel returned 3 days later for his coat, but after that, he kept coming back, a missing button here, a torn pocket there, a loose thread that somehow needed mending. Alara pretended to believe these excuses, though she quickly realized the truth. He wasn't coming for the stitching. He was coming for the company. While she worked, they talked. He told her about the wind that howled across the border hills at night. She told him about the spring festivals in the village, with music and lanterns strung between the houses. He described standing guard under a sky filled with stars so bright, it felt like they were watching over him. She spoke of mornings when the wheat fields looked like oceans of gold. In those moments, the shop became more than a place for repairs. It became a shelter from the world outside. The return. It was late one winter afternoon when the bell above the shop door rang again. Alara looked up, expecting another customer in need of mending, but froze. Daniel stood there. His coat was newer now, but his eyes, those tired eyes she had once known, were different, softer. He pulled from his satchel something worn but well-kept, a forest green scarf, edges slightly frayed from travel, the little stalk of wheat still stitched in place. "I told you I'd come back," he said. Alara smiled, but there was no need for words. She simply stepped forward, wrapped the scarf around his neck, and felt the warmth of it, and him, fill the small shop once again. Outside, the snow began to fall, but inside, it felt like spring. Some loves survive because they never have to endure distance or time. But the rare ones, the strongest ones, survive because they do. Daniel and Alara's story reminds us that even the smallest promises, when kept, can hold two hearts together for a lifetime. If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone who believes in true love. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe for more stories that inspire. Your support helps keep these stories alive.